Ouais, c'est en français très bien, merci. Très bien, très bien. Good morning.
Good morning.
Helene, your hair is down. I think this is the first time I've seen you with your hair down.
Really?
Yeah, you always have it pulled back.
Oh.
Are you awake? You look like you're not quite sure.
I'm sick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, my son got a cold and I got it too.
One of them are having children.
Excuse me, this is very weird. I have someone I don't know trying to get in. Mandy McMahon.
No idea who that is.
I have no idea.
Do you want to check out and then you can
How
always
do
eject
How
her?
do I do? Oh, it doesn't even somehow. Well, I'm letting Jacqueline in. I don't know who this is. I've never heard of that person. That's very weird. Should I let them in and see who they are?
Sure.
Of course.
Good morning, Jacqueline.
Good morning.
We have an interesting dilemma. Someone is trying to get in. I don't know who they are.
Oh, really?
We're going to find out.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Hello, Mandy. I'm not sure who you are or how you got to our group. Can you tell us how you found us?
Ah.
Oh, here it is. That's funny. I should have known, Jim. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, I just only heard part of it. Yeah, let me change that. So I don't confuse myself.
Well, that's funny. I was saying, who is Mandy and how did
Who's
you
Mandy? And why is she here?
Exactly. Every time you come, Jim, the longer we go on from week to week, the closer we get to the time you're moving to Portugal, the more your rooms echo because you have less and less stuff in them. I guess.
That's right. This is about all we have, and that's because we do yoga here. So we want the backdrop. Otherwise, the house is pretty much empty. So coming up, 20th is when it's going to be. So.
Wow.
Yeah. So this meeting's 10 here, so that'll be 3:34. It'll be 3 o'clock in the afternoon there, so that's not a problem. So
good. We definitely want you to keep coming.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Nirmala.
Hi.
Hello. Are we going to be able to see you today? Will you be able to do that or no?
My video is off.
It is.
I'm in my
there.
car.
Oh, there we are.
Yay.
I'm in my car again. But I wouldn't be able to stay till the duration, but because today is the big day in work that everyone's been preparing for. Epic is going live.
Am I missing something? I don't understand. What's going live?
Well, for the last couple months, we've been preparing and training staff for this new Epic program because 3 hospitals are merging.
Uh-huh.
So that's what's happening today. So the early shift had their time, but the afternoon shift, which is me and others, we have to make sure that everything goes as planned so that patients get the meal that they need and diet changes happen. So I think my supervisor will be staying till 12 tonight as well, because we got to make sure we are on 24 hours, lookout.
Wow, that's exciting.
It is. So my apologies for not showing up last week, guys. I have my cousin died. She was 19. And Monday was the funeral, and it really got to me. I called in a couple days, and from Tuesday of this week, I've been in work, but my mind hasn't been in work.
Of course
I'm getting there.
So sorry for your loss.
Sorry.
Thank you.
How's her mom feeling? How's her mom doing?
her mom has been touching base with me every night and she's not doing well. And I'm telling her to be kind to herself because she needs to look after herself and she's got 3 other kids. And as women goes, and nothing against men, but woman is always the one that's the backbone or the strength, So
Mhm.
she's really trying to support her husband. And I'm saying to her that there's 3 kids that's asking to have their sister back, as much as they know it's not possible, it's a natural part of the journey to losing someone, especially someone so close. So they're really having a difficult time.
Are they younger than she was?
One is younger, one is older, 2 is younger. So they're all pretty young to understand that, why are they being taught this life lesson at this early age, right?
Hey, my name is Russell Brunson. I want to send you a free copy of my brand new book called Funnel Stacking, the 3 Core Funnels. And I have an ebook version I want to send you for free. All you do is click the link down below and let me know what email
Jackie, did you bring a friend with you didn't tell us about? That's funny. Computers do wacky things. Well, Nirmal, I'm really glad you made it.
But thank you. Yesterday I left home and I went to the library because I wanted to get back on track with everything because I felt so out of it for so many days. And I came back home and I worked till 1 this morning.
Oof.
And I didn't feel tired. I felt like I didn't want to stop because I'm kind of seeing everything come together. So Monday, my website will be launching and I do have my blogs, a couple blogs in there. I want to do some menu creation as well as part of it. So I am getting somewhere. So I'm happy for that. I can't wait to send it to you guys and you let me know what you think.
It's exciting. What is your website about?
It's about my health coaching. So it's called Serenity of Your Soul. And it's going to have tips and tricks and hacks and stuff on how we can apply little effort to get big values in life. Because everything that's worth doing for our health just requires our time and effort. It doesn't require a whole lot of money and a whole lot of expense and us going out of our way, but we don't understand that because we excuse ourselves from not doing what we're supposed to be doing, all of us, right? So I want to keep putting information that people can use there and integrate into their lifestyle. And if in fact they ever need help, then I will be there to help them.
Can't wait to see the website.
Thank you. So that's what I've been about this week.
Burning the midline oil.
One day, but yes. How have you been?
I just put an event up on Facebook. I have done it before, but I am trying it and I'm trying it again. I am offering a free class next Wednesday, and I actually sent an email out to all of the ladies in the group. Gentlemen, if you want to join, even though it's designed primarily for ladies, it might be something you're interested in. And if you're not, I won't be upset or offended. It's on being patient and kind with yourself and how much of a positive impact that can have on how you feel and what you're able to do. And so I put up an event for that just before the group on a business page that I have on Facebook that now has 30 likes, growing slowly. And looking forward to seeing how many people show up. A lot of the people that I have offered the information to, that I've shared the course with, the class with, are people that I'm already working with. And although I haven't come up with a plan for what I'm going to post, what I'm going to send out before I promote the class. As a way to promote the class, this will be one part of it. This class itself will give people an opportunity to see what it's like to work with me, to see the kinds of things that we talk about, and get the real feel of the experience that I provide. The experience that I've been providing for years is much like the retreat experience. So it's a very depth-oriented, meaning-deriving experience in an hour and a half. So that's the first thing. Second thing is I am still working on my course, which is going really well. And spoke with some people last week in another group I'm in about the recommendation that was made by my teacher is that we do 20 validation calls. He calls them market research, Amy calls them validation calls. They're the same thing, right? To just talk to your market and find out what it is that they're looking for. And so I thought 20. So I've done 9. And I really haven't done more than 1 the last couple of weeks because it's harder to get people who don't respond automatically. It takes a while. And so I've spoke with some people and I decided I'm not doing 20. I have like 3 or 4 more to do that are already scheduled. And I'm doing those and that's it. And I've been continuing to organize the topics that have come up from the interviews. And I'm going to get started writing the course. I mean, I have a zillion things I can pull from. I have a zillion things that I can create into an assessment or a quiz or, some kind of nice PDF I can create on Calendly. I have no problem with that. I just needed the direction. And so I'm excited because I'm going to be starting to do that. I'm hoping to get all my theme information, extracting the relevant areas to focus on in the course, maybe over the weekend, and then see from there what I'm going to do in terms of the course. And I just want to say this is totally unrelated. I'm very excited. I'm going to the Bronx Zoo tomorrow because they have a holiday light show and we're going with friends. So
That's nice.
outside
That's
with the
very nice.
animals and with my friends. I noticed how I put the animals first.
With your course, are themes emerging at this point? What themes might be emerging? With your course, the themes that are emerging from your research?
Oh, themes. I'm sorry. I thought you said things. Okay, themes. Well, so many people really find that what they believe stops them. The beliefs that they've been taught growing up, beliefs they've learned in society about what a woman can and cannot do, how a woman should and shouldn't present herself. And what's going to be acceptable and what's not. And a lot of it has to do with the fears of how a woman will expect to be received by others. And because there's this fear of whether or not someone will deem us as respectable, it's often caused us to hesitate, to speak up, to say what we want to say, and to do things that other people might not understand. And so a lot of it is about that. We're going to talk a lot about that. And I've done a lot of work with that before, both individually and in group. And also to really help understand that core and central to all of this is just really believing in yourself and not having to know what you're going to do next, but believing that whatever it is you do, you'll figure it out. You'll find a way. So
very good.
So I'm excited.
I can totally relate.
Most women can. It's just not a conversation that people have had that I know of anyway on a larger scale. And I think it's a very important conversation for women to have with one another and with themselves, What have you told yourself over a very long time because of what people have told you to believe about yourself and what you hear about women in society that has interfered with your being who you truly are and really connecting to your authentic self and then living from that place?
That's right.
The world will change and the world will improve when women are in charge more often. I truly believe
I believe that too.
I have a question. in regard to validation call, if it's someone like myself that does not have like a big list, an email list, do you think it would be wise to make a video requesting a validation call and speaking about who it is that I want to speak to? Because I was listening to Amy Porterfield podcast, and she was saying sometimes you can get clients calling in for a validation call that is not really up your alley on what you're really doing. So if you were to put some questions out to weed out who it is you want to talk to, do you think a video makes sense? Because that way you can post it on your website and you don't actually have to send emails out to anyone in specific.
So who would you be sending the video to?
I would just be posting it on my social media website.
Helene, you want to take this one?
Sure. So what I did is I posted on both my Facebook and my Instagram. It could be done via video, or it could be like just a static post that's on your feed with a
Right.
description of who this is for.
Okay.
And then you invite them to send you a DM.
Yes.
Okay. But I took a different strategy, I'm going to be honest with you, and it worked really well. I basically created a post with my top three digital course topics. And I asked people to vote on which one seems to be the best fit for their needs. Okay. And then I describe who this quiz was for.
Mhm.
And then from all the answers, I just put the answers in a spreadsheet. Okay. And I split them by the course, and I took the one I wanted to do. And then these people, I checked basically if they were like often interacting with my social media posts, or if they were on my email lists. Did they open my emails and click often? And some of them were like gold stars. They were opening 98% of what I was sending out, so they were really following me. And I'm like, this is my ICA. And so that's how I tailored these people. Like I identify these people, and then I send them a personal message and sometimes a personal email explaining, what I wanted, asking them if they would be willing to hop on a course validation call with me, because I really want to create that perfect course for them. And it would take 30 minutes, because it is not a 20 minutes job or 15 minutes job. It's really 30 minutes. And I had great responses from that. And I was sure that, it's rare that I talk to someone and they were not bang on my ICA.
Okay.
It was really worth it.
So
by putting it, pardon me?
Did you put a quiz into the post itself? Is that what you did? Which one?
Yeah, it was like, I want your vote. Like, if you are this and this, and you want to do this, or you want to achieve this, please, and like, give me your vote. I absolutely want to know which digital course seems to be the perfect match for you, or is calling your heart the most. I promise to answer to every comment.
So
that's what I did.
So you answered everyone, even though you had it in mind beforehand, which course you wanted to create?
Oh, yeah, because that's a crazy good bank of information for later. I know it. And then what I did is I went into my email list and I created a tag for each course. Okay.
Oh, wow.
And I tagged these people. So now I know what, like, I have a data bank of what their interest is.
Wow,
And then,
you're so organized.
it really helps. And then I continued on with this, like I did 9 validation calls, just like you, Joan. And I stopped after that, but I'm still collecting really valuable information through the weekly Q&As. I call them Q&A Tuesdays. Okay. So I made a list of like 10 to 15 questions, and I'm asking just one week. Okay. I post on Facebook and I post on Instagram. And again, I make sure that I interact and engage with every single one every single person that is responding. So I'm diving deeper into what they want, what's their pain points, where are they at? So I know in what stage of awareness, which one of the 5 stages of awareness they're at, like, are they completely newbie and they don't even know they have a problem? Or they know they have a problem and they know I have the solution to them, to these problems. You don't talk to them the same way when you have that info. So, and the responses have been great, especially on Facebook, because it's not a story that disappears after 24 hours. It stays there, so I can go back and engage, longer, I would say. Yeah.
So the Q&A Tuesday, I just want to understand, this is you should, I love how you tell us how you have difficulty with technology. I find that so funny. I really do. Because
So that's all. I'm just following what Amy is teaching in DCA. She's teaching all of that.
You're much too humble.
No, it's true.
No, you're much too humble anyway. So what I'm hearing you say is Q&A Tuesday is a day when you post one question and then you have people respond. Now, the questions that you post, are those questions that you could put into a list? Are those questions designed specifically to tailor the course you're creating? Or is it
it is all about indoor gardening. So Amy suggested a 30-day runway. Okay. And because of, I'm going to have a baby in no time, in days now, I decided to, and it's Christmas also, I decided to add 3 weeks to that runway. And it is the smartest move the smartest business decision I've ever taken. I would say, if you can, always add 3 weeks to your runway, because I'm really, okay, so here's my strategy, okay? First of all, if I have no time, let's say I'm running out of time to implement some new technologies or my lead magnet, right? That's what is happening to me right now. It builds more time in my schedule, and it's no big deal. I can change my plan for next week, and it's not changing my webinar dates, okay? And the other thing is, what do you want to say? Yeah, so I'm having these 3 extra weeks to collect intel about my ICAs, and that's what I'm doing. And creating engagement too. I'm pumping them up right now for indoor gardening. I'm getting them excited, and I'm kind of learning what they want to know. So now I'm designing my lead magnet. It's a quiz, the first time I do that. And I know I'm going to give them a bonus at the end of that quiz once they finish filling it up. Not only they will be on my email list, I will know exactly what type of indoor gardening they want. Okay. And also, I give them a bonus so that they can get started, and I build this invisible bridge between where they're at and when they're going to be ready to buy.
Wow. But you don't know about technology. No, you need to learn a lot more.
Well, I'm learning. I'm just starting my quiz. Like, I started this morning. So this is what I'm doing this morning.
Congratulations. Congratulations on the work.
Thank you. So it is a lot of work, but the strategy is paying off immensely. Like, you can do these 9 validation calls, and it's awesome because you can put their results in a spreadsheet after, like, what's their pain points, what are their desires, and where are they at? Like, do they have any experience, or are they completely unaware, or on what level of awareness are they at? And use their words, and that's what you use in your posts. And then, you see every week they're engaging more and more, and they're like, yeah, this is awesome. You're speaking to my heart, right?
Wow.
It works great, I tell you. And then you don't really need to do the validation calls anymore, because it's built in it's like an ongoing piece of work. Like, you integrate it with your social media. Before I did that, before I started, I started 2 weeks ago doing this, I was posting on social media to post on social media, hoping I would get followers. and I would serve people as well. But now it's strategic. So I'm not losing my time, So yeah, you can drop the validation calls after and then continue collecting intel. The Q&A Tuesdays work.
Well, for someone who's got a cold, you're sure doing a lot of work, I have to say. Would someone else like to check in and tell us how you're doing?
I'll go. Where's Rick? Ladies first. So I listened to Amy's podcast about the validation calls, and I looked at online for the transcript and tried to pull the questions that she was asking. So I put together my list and sent that out to you guys and got a little feedback. I did my first validation call yesterday, and it seemed like a very similar situation as my program so I'm doing a language exchange training on how to implement the program for English instructors. So it was helpful. It was kind of like validating my way of what I was planning to do. And she was interested in a future program, so that was good. I did work on my YouTube video, my first one last week. It took like 2-3 days, but I feel like I need to redo it because I feel very monotone doing like screen casting. I don't know how long a person would stick with me, so that's a little barrier. I did invest in a little halo light for my recording, so that's good. I met with my 2 colleagues that I created the language exchange program with last week, and they were all for helping me get access to the programs that they use, like just their Google accounts, looking at the Google form that we send to students and the website, so I can do a screencast of how a student fills out the application, how we get the information in email and how we put it into Asana and then match students. So that'll be good. And then I'm in the process of signing up for Kartra because I learned through a video that if you go to, like, you're on the checkout page for the 2-week trial, if you start to go over and go to the back button but not click, you get a pop-up for a 30-day free trial, well, $1 trial. I think that's a more inclusive program because I really want the countdown timers in my emails, and also an affiliate program because I don't know how to market this course where it's promoting a community-based language exchange program. So it'll be possibly multiple programs, working together to create it. And so I don't know if, each program needs to pay the full price of the program, or if I should, like, one person can buy and then they give a coupon or an affiliate link to their partnering organizations. Does anyone have any feedback or ideas on that part? I was thinking about like a $229 full price for the course, and then this first round giving like a 50% off just to get my founding members to see if it'll fly.
So are you and other organizations going to jointly promote this, or are you promoting it to them for their members? Or is it
No, they're just helping me out with giving access so I can make my videos.
Who are you promoting it to then? Language instructors?
Language instructors, yes.
Tell us a little bit more so we understand exactly what you're doing, because I think would help us to answer you.
Yeah, where's my...
Because
So
I read what you wrote and I was trying to understand it, and I would appreciate a little bit more information.
So I'm creating, I think it'll be about a 4 to 5 week course. And I think a cohort would be best, but I'm hesitant because then your payments stop coming in for a certain period of time. But it'll work on preparations, registration, training the students, and then monthly monthly check-ins, semester parties or get-togethers with the students, and what you need to do at the end of the term to close out your program. So basically, figuring out who your program partnerships are, dividing, if you are partnering with other programs, to how you can divide the coordinator roles, figure out your program goals of how many students you want to train, how to create the online registration with a website that we used, or maybe Google Forms, how to communicate with the applicants in order to figure out a time between like 3 different people and, you know, send them a Zoom link, figure out online language evaluations. So we use an app that they record their voice and then we get it, and that's using automatic emails or email canned responses, so you don't have to retype your emails all the time. How to figure out the best way to partnering the applicants together based on like age and their skill level and what their interests are. How to do the training. So I'll create we have a Prezi training together, but I don't think that's very easy for teachers to edit. So I'll have to transpose that into a Google form or a Google Slides presentation. And we do a monthly check-in. So send the participants a list of like 4 questions through email. How to deal with troubled pairs that aren't meeting or we don't get any responses from. And semester gatherings, we did trivia nights at the library, but I've also done with my job searching, I've done kind of an online, it's kind of like Zoom, but it's more of like party-like, where they split you into groups and they have a question pop up on the screen and you can discuss that or just get to know each other, come back to the group, and then they have like a presentation stage. So if this is the question, and if you want to answer it, they'll bring you up on stage and you can share for 30 seconds. So it's kind of a fun mixer, and just what to do at the end of the semester to wrap things up.
First of all, I want to say wow. And I want to say wow again. Then I want to say wow for the 3rd time. You just gave such an incredible, clear, comprehensive description of all the things you're going to teach. And my only question to you is, how long would you ideally like this course to be? Because it sounds like a whole lot more than a 5 or a 6 week course. If you could do that in as long a course as you wanted, how long would it be?
Maybe 6 weeks, I guess. Because the time consuming thing is waiting for applications to come in and then partnering them up and training them. That's the most time consuming thing. And
the list you gave, are those individual processes that you need to train the people who will be attending the program to do?
Yes.
So you're not going to do that in 6 weeks. There's simply no way. Now, there's nothing wrong with what you want to do. It sounds like a huge, huge thing that you could spread out. I guess what I'm wondering is, can you identify, and you may not be able to do it right this minute, but the essence of what it is that you would like to teach in a shorter course that could then lead into something bigger, because then you could just spread it out and take your time. You know, one of the things that a lot of people do when they present, I know Jimmy, you'll back me on this because we've talked about this a lot, is that they have a wonderful wealth of knowledge they want to share, and they want to pack it in like an encyclopedia into too much time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know in when we're doing stand-up training, one of the recurring themes for facilitators and trainers is you have this wonderful information and it takes you in so many directions, and then you have 15 minutes to close it down and you've lost the closure of it. So it's the same idea even in real time. So much information to get across. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds wonderful. It sounds like a wonderful thing to teach people.
It really is. Yeah. One of the things that comes to mind, Jackie, is some of the things that are administrative and structural might be things that could go out beforehand. so that people come already knowing a lot about some aspects of how things are going to work. And I don't know if that fits or not, but that could save some time when you're online by having it be offline.
And I was kind of thinking like they could figure out like who would they consider being partners with and kind of starting
Sure,
that
yeah.
process first,
Mhm.
how many students they would think would be a good goal. And some of the applications that I'll be using, they're already familiar with it, but
Okay.
I can't assume that.
No.
So, I have no idea what kind of website they may have. Maybe they want to build their own, which will take much more time. Maybe they have a student or a school administrator is like, oh yeah, we'll put together a form and it'll be ready in, 2 weeks. So it's kind of like, I don't know.
Well, the other thing you could do, I'm just thinking structurally with respect to where, as you just said, where the students are at, how much knowledge they have, or the representatives of these organizations, you might also offer sort of a primer as an add-on to the course for people that are totally new, where you can get them up to speed with the other people that already know how to use the systems, know how I don't even know if I'm saying it right, the software works, or what the basic structure is of doing this, and then have an add-on for people that are newer to bring them in,
Yeah.
You certainly have no lack of ideas. Boy, that's great. Let me ask you something. These organizations, what's the benefit that they get, or what's the benefit they will get by putting this kind of program into place?
That was one of my questions. And she said it would be transformational to the community, get over language barriers in the community, transform the learning journey of the students, and build relationships.
Does it make any
Very
money
nice.
for the organizations?
No. But it is very low cost for the organization. Between the three of us, I worked maybe 0 to 5 hours, depending on what part of the year it was. It's more intensive with publicity and training, and during the semester it's very minimal. And then so that was 3 of us, so that'd be like staff time of maximum 15 hours a week total. And then for cost of implementing it is probably under $200, and we just had a website domain, bought some snacks for trivia night, and the website hosting. So it's very minimal cost.
I think what you said about the benefits to the students is tremendous. Is that enough of a buy-in? And it might well be, right? Is that enough of buy-in for the organizations to want to take your course?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of if I have to send out 4 weeks of emails to promote the course, I don't know what I would write, because I don't know.
You need help with that, I'll help you. I'm good with the emails. I'm happy to help you.
The only thing,
Please help writing emails. I'm here to help you.
I was also going to, talk to my co-coordinators and kind of have, what do you call it? When someone puts a quote on the website, whatever that is called. So we could get quotes from us of how we have seen the students react, and also have feedback from the students. And I could put that in as well.
Testimonials.
Testimonials, thank you. Yeah.
If it would help you, and if you feel comfortable with it, I'll just throw out another idea. I would be willing, if you wanted to, go over some, once you do more of your validation calls and you have a sense of what your course is going to be about, I'd be willing to interview you on Zoom, and then you could use it for whatever you want.
Okay.
I mean, you may not be interested, and that's fine if you're not,
That's
but
neat. It's
this
neat.
way you can be sharing about what the course is. Sometimes it's easier to be just talking with somebody about it than just sitting in front of the camera, because I know you talked about wanting to do video and feeling like, you know, with the first time was not so easy. So
Yeah.
sometimes that makes it a little easier.
Yeah.
And
And
the other,
then,
the other
That's
thing you
nice.
can, right, the other thing you can do if you want is if you think you'd be comfortable interviewing people,
See,
you
Mr.
could
Bean.
actually interview people for testimonials.
Mhm. Yeah.
Right.
I've done that and I
That's
got
neat.
some very good testimonials that way.
Neat.
That's good. Who's
I'm
next?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to monopolize
No,
your,
no.
your conversation. Well, it's very exciting what you're doing. I wish you
Really is. Really neat.
Why so many?
Oh, the other thing was, it's very minimal, like the pairs meet once a week, but the other organization counted the hours that they met for their program. My direct, our program is under a state grant, and it's like if a certified ESL instructor does not teach the class, it does not count. So even if we have presenters from the community come in that we are required to do,
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
their hours are not technically supposed to count, but we count them. But that's a one very minimal, you know, benefit as well. But getting students to a certain number of hours per semester or per school year that is part of the requirements for our grant as well. So it does help out that way. And it also allows students to practice English when classes are not in session over the summers and breaks.
Maybe your program will help improve your chances for getting more grant money.
Mhm.
See the one right next to it.
You're really moving ahead, Jackie. You're doing
Mhm.
great.
Alako, not a lot to report in terms of moving forward on the business side of things. I'm showing the house, and we have a departure time for Portugal. So that's been a lot of the focus. Though as a part of getting ready to move the kind of work that I do over there, I've been working with a group of people who focus on the challenges that expatriates have when they go to other cultures. And I've done a lot of work, cross-cultural work, with helping volunteers learn how to adapt to new cultures and things. And so I'm looking to see how I might transition that into some online work, whether that would be courses, informal courses, or YouTube videos or whatever. So I'm doing the exploration about, does this idea of working with expats who arrive in a place and then 2 months later either leave or freak out or complain a lot. So the whole idea is, how do you work with that adjustment and adaptation to a new cultural situation? How do you work with yourself, and how do you connect with other people? And there's a lot of information about that. So I'm excited about that. I haven't done this kind of work in 25 years. And so this is kind of coming back around. And so it's the transition from here to Portugal is kind of collapsing what's going on here in the States and opening up some new things. And I am a beginner at all of this in terms of putting this online in a systematic way, the way you all are working it. So I'm very glad to be here. I'm not where you are in this, and I'm exploring. I'm excited about being able to talk and learn from you. So that's where I am.
The idea of doing that sounds really exciting.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. We've had some tests of it so far. I was interviewed for 2 hours by a local, well, it's not local. Anyway, it's called Good Morning Portugal. It's an every morning show for folks from all over the world who are coming to Portugal to live. And it's tips and tools and techniques about how to get along and how to navigate the bureaucracy and all of that. And we had that was an interview about the more psychodynamic side of adjusting to other cultures and the things that get in people's way. And there seemed to be interest. So it's not a part of a systematic information gathering, but it's a kind of a foray out to, there might be some interest here. So now it's, how do I go and validate that even further and see what could be built using the internet, these platforms. So thank you.
Rick, Jimmy, I'm sorry.
No, I'm finished. I'm complete.
Okay, my turn, right? Okay, not a lot of progress this week. I've followed you guys and seen your videos and such and enjoyed them. I had to disappoint Helen because I am not going to do indoor gardening because I live in Arizona. I don't need to do indoors. So I sent her a photograph of our tower garden for our salad greens.
Mm.
But this week, my client work was overwhelming, and I was sort of disengaged.
Ouch.
And yet yesterday, I get a text message from a person I didn't know who wants me to teach them how to write a book.
Wow.
That's
I
good.
thought that was kind of strange. She saw one of my posts, but she didn't know me because another friend of mine reposted it. And so she contacted him and he contacted me and I said, send her, yes. So she sent me a short story. She is learning online writing, creative writing. So she wrote a short story and her instructor said, you know, this is a nice first try, but it really needs to be a book. It's too big a story. And her instructor, pardon me, her instructor couldn't tell her how to transition into a book. And so she had to contact me. Pardon. And so she asked me about writing books, and I said, sure. She has seen dozens, literally dozens of ads about people who have a course on how to write a book. And she told me they're not that interesting. So I'm getting feedback from her. As you know, I'm digging in my heels and saying I'm not going to do validation calls. I don't like the phone. Hang on a second. Okay, back. So my validation calls seem to be on their way to me, which is fine. I don't mind that. I was going to shoot a YouTube video this week, but with the client work, I just couldn't parse out the time for it. So it will be coming up this coming week. But it's been an interesting week. I shared one of my stories with her about learning how to ride a bike. She loved that. She asked about my books, and unfortunately, my books are all classified, and I can't share them with the public. So that's why I'm writing a new book so that I can share it. So the new book will be out probably the end of this month. We will see.
Wow.
But that's the plan.
Classified, huh? That's interesting.
I used to work for the government.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Ooh, how cool is that? You are even cooler than I thought, Nick.
No, I worked in a cubicle and a lab.
Not one of those 3-letter named agencies, of course. No, never mind. It's all right.
Better not ask him, you know.
I know. You'd have to shoot me. That's right.
Technically, it is 3 letters.
I intuited that. Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's exciting that your validation calls are coming to you. I love it.
Yep.
Nice, nice.
Now all I need to do is find time to actually create the course.
You'll get there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I could have used Jim's information 40 years ago when I became an expat.
Mhm.
Where were you an expat? Where were you living?
I moved to Mexico,
Mhm.
to Mazatlán,
Okay.
because it's on the beach. I live in
Nice.
the desert. You can see my background. I have been to that beach. I have stood on that beach, and I
Oh,
like it.
that's nice. That's nice.
Shall we go into breakouts?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
I will be camping off here, guys. I'm gonna have to go into work now. But it was really nice being here and being part of our
Nice
call.
to see you.
Same here. Take care, and I hope to see you guys next week. Okay?
Bye.
Great you can make it. Glad to see you.
All right.
All right, give me a minute. Let me just get this set up.
Ouais. Je te vois. C'est drôle.
Okay. All right. So,
Helen, what platform are you using for your course? Are you
Um,
using Kajabi or?
No.
No.
No. I think I'm going to use Thinkific.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I'm not there yet.
What's your email service, email provider?
It's ConvertKit.
Okay.
I'm sticking with it now that I know how it works. I
Yeah,
just want to get better at using it,
yeah.
because,
I was just watching a couple videos. I was debating between Kartra and another platform that's like $39 a month, but both I just find out like when you have to piece everything together with different programs, you're still paying the
Mhm.
same or more.
Uh,
So
I don't want to jump to Kajabi yet. Like, I need to have one very successful digital course launch before I even think of creating my website there and switching email providers. Like right now, like I worked with ConvertKit for like almost a year for free.
mhm,
I just started paying for it
yeah.
so I could add tags.
Mhm. Okay.
So yeah, it's been great for me. And also both of my business mentors, like Amy Porterfield and Jan Ditchfield, they give a lot of extra bonuses on how to do step-by-step stuff with ConvertKit, and that's what I needed. That's why I went with it.
All right.
well, you can continue talking about this in the breakouts, and you will see why I say that in a minute. Here we go.
I had a guess.
It's a lot.
Yeah, but I think it's good. Like
Okay.
you can go through 12.
Yeah.
We're talking about the validation calls. I'm going to give you a tip, okay, so that you can get more questions and answers through in that 30 minutes period, okay? Are you using Zoom to meet with people?
I did, but for some reason it wouldn't let me record.
Do you have Zoom Pro?
I don't know. Like there was a record button in my dashboard. When I
Yeah.
clicked on it, I got like, you need to ask for permission or something.
Yeah. So usually what happens, okay, there must be a setup in, where are the
But I think
setups?
when I make the Zoom call, my Zoom appointment, I can just make it automatically record.
No, you still need to ask for permission, meaning that the person on the other end has to click okay or something like that. There's a window that will pop up for them, not for you.
Mhm.
And there's also settings in Zoom. When you log into your Zoom, there's settings you can set so that you can record. Yeah, you can record on the cloud. Record on the cloud.
Okay.
Not on your laptop, on the cloud. Okay. And then from there, you can actually, once you have the recording there on the cloud, you can strip the audio and make it a script, like really quickly.
What service do you use for that, Elaine?
Oh, man.
You use Otter? I heard Otter is good. I think it's otter.ai. It's supposed to be very fast.
I have to check my emails. It's my assistant.
I haven't,
my executive.
I've never done it, so I don't know. That's one of the things I wanted to do.
Okay, let me just check emails from her to see if she.
Because
Oops.
when I did it for school, like students never had to, like I set it up to automatically record and students never had to say,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
I don't remember doing that either, Helene.
No?
I don't remember having to ask someone permission. And I don't ever remember getting a message that you, like you got, Jackie, that you
Okay, it
Yeah.
is possible that, well, I got your message. Like when you record, like it says this session is recorded, and then I
But
had
it's
to
not-
press got it.
Yeah, but it's not asking permission. It's just letting you know that it's being recorded. So
Yeah,
if
but then you're free to just log off if you wanted to, right? If you didn't want to be recorded,
yeah.
you log off or you remove. But it anyway.
Right.
I'm not sure, but that's the process I've been taking. Now for the software to use to make an audio, I wish I could search my emails right now, but it doesn't. This part of the system seems to be down.
Mhm.
It doesn't work. Oh, wait, that's not true.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's see if I can find that. Update pages.
I was just trying to find the controls. I was going to share the screen for Zoom. And for some reason, I can't do it with this screen open. I don't want to have it recording just what I'm looking for. So, but we can go through that together if you want. I can help you find those settings, Jackie.
No, I've done it before. It's fine.
Oh, okay. It's very strange. I don't understand what that would be about. Well, you know what? Have you recently updated Zoom?
Probably not.
Yeah, I would try that.
Yeah.
I ran into a glitch, a really annoying glitch a few weeks ago. I can't remember now what it was. Something just stopped working, and then as soon as I updated Zoom, it was fine.
I have the problem where I get frozen after 1 minute when I'm on a call. I don't know what's up with that.
I don't know.
So, but I did take your advice and you asked me what if I had all the free time, how long would my course be? I broke it down into 8 to 9 modules. Like small modules.
8 to 9 modules. That's a lot.
Well, that's
That
why
is
originally I had 3.
Well, the reason I
But
said
you
it,
can
the reason I said it, Helene, is because I don't know if you were on the call to hear all of it because you had gone off for a little while. She gave us a long list of all the different things she wants to include. And I asked her, well, if you could take all that information and spread it out in as long a time as you feel you would need to present it, that's where her answer just came from.
Okay.
Otherwise,
But what does your ICA want though? How long are they willing to be on a course for?
Yeah. So I
That's
think
the key.
I think a 1 month would be max for them.
Okay, so what you can do is to have less modules, but more lessons within the modules.
That's what I had. So I have like preparations, preparations for your session. And I had marketing, goals, figure out what partnerships you want. The most time consuming will be creating the registration form. Because I don't know what their situation is, if they have a school website or they're going to create their own, or if they just want to send out a Google form. So it could be any kind of level. And then I guess I could put the next session would be like registration's open. So you need an email, like a canned response that I can send to them that they can use, teach them how to use a very easy app for students to record their 1 minute language evaluation, and then put it into Asana. And then I guess the other one could, module 3 could be pairing the students together. So figuring out how to do that in Asana, arranging it through the Remind app, sending them a text message, and then do the training module.
It might be easier for us if it was visual.
Okay.
I am lost already. But okay, so here are a few suggestions I can make, okay? You got to focus on what they absolutely want to have as a standalone course, which is going to be giving them the shortest path from where they're at to the goal they want to achieve, the benefits they want to get, okay? The rest, you can give like access to a module plus, let's say, a PDF as bonuses that would pay more. And this is not actually required materials to get to the promise of your course. You know, like you have a standalone course with a limited number of modules and a number of lessons that are very short with PDFs and an outcome for each module. You need to have an outcome for each module, okay? And the rest is like gravy that's very intensive, like enticing to them, you know, like stuff that they would really like to have, and they see it as like something they were willing to pay extra for. That's your upsell from the independent study to the VIP group. But not everyone will take it.
Are you planning on making it independent study, or are you planning on doing the whole thing live?
Not
but
live.
Not live.
The independent study is not that it's not live. The independent study is that that's the basic course material. That's what independent study means. Like that's what Amy Porterfield says anyway. You know, so it's your basic course. That's what I mean by independent study. Okay, so there's a price attached to it. There's a number of modules, and then you have the VIP option, which is, you know, they would get everything that's in the basic course plus really good bonuses. Okay,
Sorry, go ahead.
These bonuses, they have to come from the mouth of your ICA. Same about the content of your course. It's not about what you want to give them. It's about what they want and need to get to the benefits they want to have, which is your course promise. It's because as course creators, we have a ton of info here. You got to let it out on paper, like put it on Post-its or something like that. And then you have to strip it down, because one of the big mistakes is that we're trying to give everything we know to our ICA, and they don't want it. It's overwhelming. It's too much. So you can use some of this stuff to actually talk to your ICA before you even start your webinar. Let's say you do a webinar to get people to sign up for your course. See what you can give them to take them by the hand where they're at right now to getting to think, wow, this girl not only she has what I want, you know, and she has what I need. Now I can see that it's pretty obvious. She's the one to teach, like she's the one who should
do that. It's just fantastic, just fantastic.
Yeah, well, I was younger then.
Younger than with. Is there an energy change that takes place with this aging thing? I'm not sure. I'm not really sure.
I've heard rumors to that effect.
I've heard about that. As I contemplate my nap after our meeting today. So.
Yeah.
Hi, Joan. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Yeah.
I have grown fond of contemplating a nap. I've always been busy and have had a hard time finding a way to get myself to the nap, but it's a lovely idea.
It is a great idea. And do it before you have a nap while you're standing up. If you're standing up and fall asleep, it's too late. It's too late. Stand-up napping doesn't work. So you have to plan it a bit.
Yes. Yeah, well, after I have my lunch, I come into this room and close the door. And then the room is mine.
Yeah.
We have rules in the house, so yeah.
Good.
And then I have to finish the nap and get out.
Yeah.
Because I will be missed, yes.
I found that one of the things I've discovered about the writing part of things or the planning of workshops and things is that sometimes laying down and putting the tablet on your chest or your notepad and just going into kind of a reverie, sometimes really good ideas come up. Sometimes, but so I'm learning to count on that to move me from a blocked place to another one. It doesn't always work, but sometimes it does, and it's nice.
Yeah, that's true. You know where I live, and the days are absolutely wonderful now.
Mm-hmm.
And we have two patios, and both overlook the pool and the desert, the arroyo.
Mm-hmm.
And I will go out with my pad and just sit and watch the barracuda cleaning the pool automatically. And I will watch that, and I will scribble notes and talk to my plants.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm a desert dweller. We are fostering a bujum, which is a funny sort of ocotillo, and it grows very tall and it's conifer. And wonderful plants. Most people don't appreciate them. I do. And so we have one that's about that tall. And so I talk to it. But then I'm also going to be propagating our fairy duster. She's giving us seeds. So I'm going to propagate them. But yeah, unusual plants. It's a desert.
It's a desert. It's a desert. And what part of Arizona are you in? Are you Phoenix or what?
Well, I'm close to Phoenix. I'm in Fountain Hills. Yeah, I'm in the mountains.
In the mountains, yeah. I have my stepchildren live in Cottonwood.
Ah, yeah.
Up
nice
towards Sedona. Yeah, it is very nice. Very nice. Yeah.
Well, I like it up there. It's very similar here.
Okay, the mountain, very
Except
good.
our mountains here aren't red. We do have one.
Like Sedona, right?
Yeah, we do have one red mountain here, and it's right out the back. We can see it from the patio.
Nice.
The rest of them are all ordinary desert mountains.
Very nice. And have you always lived there? Well, you were in Mexico, but are you originally from there?
No, I'm from Illinois. But I've traveled all over, and in 1980, January 1st, I came to Phoenix, and it just felt like home. But of course, with work and such, I have gone to other countries and other places. But my home has always been Scottsdale, actually.
Very nice.
Yeah, permanent home.
I grew up in the desert as well, Bakersfield. It's very different from your desert, but it is desert, or
Yeah.
was anyway.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were from California. I just
Uh-huh.
learned something new.
Yeah, I was born in San Francisco and raised in the Valley. My parents were farmers in the Central Valley.
Cool.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got out of the Central Valley, which is a thing to aspire to if you're there too long, is to get out of it. And I went. My parents migrated to Australia in the early '60s, and I went down to Australia and lived a year in the outback and on a bulldozer clearing land for cotton. That was a big thing in the early '60s. Is of Americans migrating to Australia to help the cotton industry. That was fun.
Yet a different kind of desert.
Yes, that's a very right, very different. Yeah. So with the things we were talking about earlier, with the cross-cultural training idea that I've been playing around with, what I like about it, as I think going forward, it is like I started my early career in cross-cultural work with the Peace Corps and living overseas and working with Americans to adapt to new cultures. Then I left it for 25 years. And all of a sudden making this transition is like, in a way, at some level, it's kind of like coming home again, because it's so, and it feels right. It's like I'm being led in that direction through these ideas. Now, structurally and putting it together and doing the infrastructural work of that is just the beginning of figuring out whether that's possible. Actually, is it going to be possible online? Is there all of the things that you all are talking about are things that will be up for me. So.
Yep.
Well, I'm excited to hear down the road of Jimmy's expat community in Portugal, and of the possible blogs and other exciting events you have initiated to change the lives of many people there and to create community for yourself and your wife.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I can see you doing that easily. Totally.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Love it. Thank you.
And then when we all come to visit you, you'll introduce us to all your expats.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's amazing the smallness of the world. I just realized that we have a few friends in Portugal and some through this network that we're developing, and then realized that one of our Kripalu, the folks that work at Kripalu, her name is Izzy. I don't know if you know her, she's on the staff there, is from Portugal herself, but and we just discovered that, and Ken Nelson, our partner, that Joan and I have worked together with these people. So this fellow Ken Nelson, who's a mentor of both of ours, and Izzy at this place called Kripalu, Ken speaks Portuguese as well because he lived in Brazil. So we have this kind of things Portuguese coming up in our lives.
So he can present for you in Portuguese. How nice.
He can, and I want to get him down. He's been to Portugal and presented down in what's called the Algarve, which is the southern part of Portugal. He did some workshops there. But I want to take the Kripalu type workshops, mind, body training, transformational work, all of that group stuff, and take some of that to Portugal. I mean, cross-cultural is nice too. I would really love to be able to teach the way we do at Kripalu in Portugal, and the stand up kinds of things. I would love to do that.
I would love to be on your staff, and I'll.
All right.
Okay. Help assist you. No questions asked.
All right. We'll work in that direction. And there are a couple of other graduates from Kripalu who now live in Portugal, so that we can be. So there's a community. We'll be in touch.
So exciting.
It is exciting.
Today is the 3rd. So you have 17 days and counting, huh?
17 days and counting. We've got the coordination. cat vaccinations and cat passports, tying in with the USDA's requirement for the passports. It's like Chinese plate spinning,
Yes.
and it is very much like that. And so far.
Okay.
So we just learned about something new. And maybe Jimmy can tell us a little bit more about it. Jimmy was just telling us about his preparations to move to Portugal and that he has to get cat passports. Can you tell us what that is? I love that idea.
Okay, it's a cat. All right. Basically, they need, for the EU, they need to be screened for rabies, and so they have to have had their shots at least 21 days before you can go in. However, to go in, you also need a cat passport and all of that formal papers, which the vet gets from USDA. So we're in the plate spinning side of spinning this plate while the cat passport's being developed, getting the shots, and along with things. So it's a different world. It's not my forte. This is not all of this detail stuff is not. So
I think I saw a cat passport on Facebook recently.
oh really? I have to look for that.
I was going to ask you, Jimmy, whether the cat had to show up and testify to who they were in order to get it.
I hope, I don't know, with this new variant, who knows what's going to happen with the requirements.
Yeah. What are you going to be doing in Portugal?
Just actually living. I'm really working to get courses going. I was just saying inside, what I really love to do is stand-up training and group development and human potential stuff. And so I want to work with audiences in person because if I can, to do that kind of training. And it's I've got a background in ISD, also in the instructional design, which I want to apply there as well. But so I will be finding clients where with English that I can work with groups and teams to become more effective in the organizations they work with. And I want to do that. And the cross-cultural side, which would probably be online or counseling and coaching online. So, and my wife is a digital artist, and so she'll be doing a lot of art. She's also a yoga instructor. And so we are taking this background with us to Portugal, so her clients won't know the difference between Baltimore or Portugal. It's going to be the same background. So that's what we're going to be doing, and learning Portuguese, hopefully. Aline, you're in Canada? Good.
Was just talking with Jacqueline about the quiz software that I use. I don't know if some of you would like to see what it looks like.
Sure.
Just quickly. I don't know. May I share my screen?
I think it's set up that way already.
Okay.
There you go. Very good.
It's like quiz are intimidating at first. So I use a software that's built just for that. Okay. And the strategy, because I've built like different lead magnets since I launched my business, and they were all PDFs. And this is the easiest thing to do, the PDFs, like checklists, guides, like short one-pager. So when you start building your email list, it's good to start with something really simple so that you can get a hand on working with something like Canva to create your PDF and focus also on the tech related to how you create a landing page, how to give access to people to your landing page, to your lead magnet, and collect the email addresses and names, But now that I've been doing that for not quite a year, but almost, I felt ready to go to the next level because quizzes are really efficient. really efficient in converting people and getting them to sign up on your email list. So I took one that would, for the first time, I took one that was not seasonal. So something related to my course as well. So I can keep on promoting it all year round, regardless if people live in the South or in the North. Okay, so that's why I thought it was worth paying for a piece of software that would give me good results. It's called Interact. Okay, so you can see at the top here, Interact. And when you purchase the, like you have a 2-week free trial, as soon as you sign up and past the 2-week trial, you get on, let's see, the light version. That's the first entrance package. It's $17 USD a month. And I thought that was worth it to get a good lead magnet. And the idea is that I will continue learning about building a good, efficient quiz and improve that same one over and over again throughout the year so that it gets really good. Okay. And so when you get in it, you see that little light bulb? It takes you through a tutorial, like how do you determine your quiz title?
Oh, nice.
Here are some tips. You go through the first tip and then you brainstorm your ideas and then you get to the second tip, and perfect your brainstorming ideas, and you just keep on going like this. It's so easy to follow, that it makes the adventure less intimidating. Same thing about your cover image. They were like, your 3 tips, don't use images from your iPhone, use professional looking images, and if you choose a picture that has someone that looks happy, you will get a higher conversion. That's what research shows. And we don't know why, but that's the results, so I've been playing with this since this morning, and now I have a first draft, and then I can go to one of my ICA and tell them, hey, what do you really honestly think about this? What about the title? Like, here are some options that I have. What about the image? How do you feel when you see this, And in addition to having access to this software, as soon as you sign up, you can have access to a community where you have expert in conversions, you have expert copywriters, you have experts in quiz, and you have a coach that's assigned to you. And your coach is emailing you every day. Hey, just checking up on you. How you doing with your quiz? Where are you at? I too am an indoor gardener or something like this, So you see that constant reminder, get on your quiz, like stop procrastinating. And that really helps. And then you can post on their group, you can post your quiz and have people give you honest feedback about it. So it's all really useful.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, before getting into something like Facebook ads that I would pay for, I'm thinking I want to have like a solid quiz that I will test for free on Facebook and Instagram, and during my lives.
Hello.
Yeah, so I want to have something that will convert, and I know will convert before I start paying for any ads. And the other thing is okay. The other thing is, once I have my quiz that's ready, and I don't know when I'm going to do that. I might wait till early 2022 or something like that. I want to try to be featured in the media, a newspaper, a radio station, like a radio show or a TV show, where I could actually present this at the end of the interview. Yeah, because that converts as hell, and it's free. You don't pay anything for this. I did that once with radio. I had a radio. I was invited to be a guest on a radio show a month before I launched my business. And I had like 60 new, I think it was 60 new followers on Facebook and another 60 on Instagram in one day. It was pouring in like crazy. I didn't even have a website launched. If I had a website and I had a lead magnet that people could have signed up on, it would have been amazing. And some of the people who discovered me through the radio show became really good paying customer, like recurring customers.
Very nice.
That's great.
So that's the strategy.
Very nice.
Any final words as we prepare to wrap up in the next 2 minutes?
Quiet group today.
Just thank you very much. This is really nice. Very nice.
Jacqueline,
was-
great. Best of luck.
Thanks.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate. I'm gonna go feed my little boy.
Thank you.
Take care. Have a
Thank
great
you.
weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you later.